So the next thing we are gonna work on is your biography. Extremely, extremely important. It goes without saying. It is basically who you are. It is who you are online. It is who you are on your business cards. It is who you are on your online business cards, right? Which is your website at the end of the day. It is the idea that people will make themselves about you. So this is something that you might end up spending quite a bit of time on. It's good. Take your time. Also, bear in mind that nothing is forever. So do spend a lot of time on it. Put a lot of effort into creating a good biography. We're gonna go through all the steps on how to write a good biography, and also a few tips on how to polish it. Having said that, don't get stuck on it for the next month. Come up with something that you're relatively happy about, and then again, nothing is forever. You can change it later on, but at least you know how to write it. Make sure you have something that you're fairly happy with, right? Ideally, you want something that you're super happy with. I'll take you through the whole process of writing it. But as I said, don't spend a month on it. Remember that done is better than perfect and not done. This is a general rule that goes with everything, in my opinion. And also bring your biography to our live calls for a review. Or you can send it to me or anyone of our team for review via the email address. You can post it in the Facebook group, so we can give you feedback on there as well. So of course we will help you polish it. We'll help you have a good biography, but you need to do the first step, the first work, which is this. Now, first of all, your biography will go on your promo material. Now let me do a screen share so I can guide you through where you'll find it on your spreadsheet. Again, you have your tabs here underneath, and you have your marketing material tab. And if you scroll down, you're gonna find biography. And here I have written a few notes on how your biography needs to be. So generally speaking, we want a biography that follows the steps. So we've made these so to make it kind of easier for you to write your own biography. But it needs to go through these steps. So first of all, we need a long biography and a short biography. The long biography is what will go on your website, on your Facebook, even on online profiles of any sort, on your YouTube even. Then we will need a shorter biography, which is something that we will need for press, for your one page or for to send to the press basically when you need it. So this is how the long biography should look like. The first paragraph, will be a first phrase that summarizes your act, which is not the tagline that we worked on the previous lesson. It is a general phrase that summarizes what you do. Now, I also have an example of a good biography that I will show you. But first, let's go through all the steps. Then, optional, you can put a quote or a testimonial, something that someone has written about you, maybe a blog or a magazine or a teacher, a colleague, a well-known guitar player that you've played with has said or written about you. We will also look into how to get those testimonials. Then the next thing that you want is to write a paragraph with a background about you. A background about you, which should be basically a short list of achievements, who you've played with, who you studied with, and important moments in your life that made you who you are today, particular experiences. Again, this is so broad, it depends on how your life has been so far. So fill this in, try to, again, I will show you an example, but try to put as many info as possible and then send it to us and we will review it for you. So after this, another quote or a testimonial, if you want, it's optional. And now this is the third point. The third point is something that this is what might take you the longest in this. Again, it's totally worth spending a lot of time on this, or as much time as you can before moving on. You need a story that the audience can relate to. It doesn't need to be a novel. It doesn't need to. You don't need to have a degree in copywriting here. It is a story that the audience can relate to. It could easily be a couple of sentences. So, but it needs to address to a particular event in your life that took you from where you were to where you are now. And especially this story needs to answer the question, what's in it for me, for the audience, or for the promoter that will go and look at your biography and book you. It needs to answer the question, why should I listen to you? Why, for the promoter, why should I book you? I know it's very difficult, but the process of going through this could be a great help even for your identity as an artist. So, for example, I'm going to quote again our student Eleonora, a great guitarist from Australia. She had a very interesting journey working with me doing this. And she came up with a brilliant biography. And especially she came up with a brilliant story. And the story is basically, long story short, the story is she grew up in a family of musicians. Her father used to have these jam sessions with his friends in their basement on a regular basis. And so as she was growing up, she was surrounded by musicians, by her father's friends, playing music and jamming all night. And she experienced a sense of bliss, almost a sense of communion, a sense of community with these musicians. And she also used to go to jam sessions organized by her father and his friends in a small club. And one day when she was really young, 10 or 11 or 12, she got invited on the stage. And without any confidence, she began to sing. She was terrified. She began to sing. And she basically started receiving so many compliments. She felt in the zone. She understood there and then that that's what she wanted to do. And so now what she wants for her audience is to experience the same sense of community that she experienced when she was jamming with her father and friends. And also she wants them to experience the same feeling that she had on the stage that day. And so this is a very cool, simple, but very cool story that helps you relate, helps the audience relate to what you do, creates curiosity, and wants them, creates interest, creates curiosity in them to come and listen to you. Now, it could be anything. It could be even simpler than that. It could be a two lines thing, but it's important that you have something that the audience can relate to. Very important. I will show an example later on. There's that. Then there is, again, optional, another quote or a testimonial, and then optional again, upcoming projects. It could be John, if John is your name, is currently working on his first or second debut album, or is currently working on this, on that. One line, simple as that. This will be your long biography. We will also need a short biography, which is going to be really easy once you have the long one. The short, by the way, the long one, once you have it, you can copy and paste it below here so that we can also check it. You can have it there for reference. Then you will need a short biography, which is, once you have the longer one, it's going to be really easy. You just take 1, 2, and optional upcoming projects, and then you end up with a smaller biography. It's the first phrase, that summarizes your act, same one that we came up with here, and then the story. That's it. If you want upcoming projects, basically we're not putting the quotes, the testimonials, and we're not putting a background about you. Again, as I said, this is for press, so it needs to be short. It needs to be a biography, but it needs to be short. An example is, I used to be in a band when I was living in London called the Oneironauts, and we were working with a label that helped us write our biography with those very same principles. And this biography worked really well. And you can see here we've got, so let me do another share here. We've got generic phrase that describes your music, testimonial, background, another testimonial, story. All four Oneironauts grew up in families of musicians who lived and breathed gypsy jazz, electronic party music, dirty metal, and old hip hop. See how this raises curiosity. And so on, making hardly any recorded music available to their fans. The Oneironauts are focused on creating an unmissable live show. Again, this is a short description. And then the story, news of this musician's band traveled to the Animal Farm, who, having seen the band tear the roof down at the Dublin Castle in Camden, offered to make a record on the spot. Again, there's a cool, exciting story the audience can relate to. The first fruits of their collective labor come into shape of 4 singles that flout every rule of what is acceptable and admissible. Another quote, and future projects. Very, very simple, but it follows those principles. This is a good example, right? But again, try to make it even more focused on, when it comes to the story, what's in it for me, for the audience? Why should I listen to you? What do you want to give me? What do you offer? This is very difficult. It takes time, but it's so worth it. And again, ask for help. If you get stuck, ask for help. Join us in the live calls and ask for help there. Help us help you, right? Submit your biographies in the Facebook groups so we can help you there as well. And again, you can copy and paste your shorter bio below so that we can review it and you have it there for reference. This is how you write your biography, right? So once you have your biography done, then go ahead and update it in all your social media, on your website, if you have a website already. If you don't have a website yet, you will do it later. But if you already have your biography out there on social media, on YouTube, on your website, go ahead and update it with a new one. So very looking forward to seeing what you come up with, to helping you with your biography. Again, spend some time there. This is an extremely important aspect of your career and of your marketing material. I will see you soon in our live calls, and very looking forward to seeing your biography. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.